there folks, I just wanted to do a wee video showing this compost toilet I'd built cheap. It's been about a year now and it's all working well. So we've got the instructions on the door there, because you don't want too much urine in the compost chamber. And first off, just want to say I got some advice from this book here, Compost Toilets by the Low Impact Living Initiative. So this is a single chamber compost toilet. You'd be better off with 2 chambers, but this is just the way I've worked it. So we'll have a look on the outside. We've got a little cat here following us too. So what I've used for a chamber, this is a concrete coal bunker, and I've dug into the ground here to get a level and sort of semi-submerged it in the ground. So this was the original hatch where you would take the coal out, which is now in the future going to be where you'd empty the compost toilet from. So it's all one big chamber. Must be about 4 foot by 3 foot by about 2 and a bit foot high. So this plywood box I built it the same size as the existing hole in the concrete, which is where you would have filled the coal into the coal bunker from. So it's just, I've not had to cap the coal bunker at all. Simple plywood box. A wooden toilet seat. It's just an old one that the normal toilet hinges were broken on, so I've just done it with a butt hinge here. Wait. You don't really want to see inside it because it's in use. Hey, come on. So this part is screwed down, and then this part is just obviously hinges up and down. A little cupboard doorknob just to lift it with, and then we've got a draft excluder strip here, like for doors or windows, whatever, and that's just so it seals. So there's a seal there, it's airtight. So a plywood box in the seat, and then this is the vent pipe. And I was wanting to spend as little money as possible on the whole thing, so it's just always built using stuff hard lying around, bits of pipe. Plus single bend. The pipe runs to just below this concrete slab on the inside, just to provide air. And I'll show you on the outside the pipe. So the pipe comes out there, and I didn't want to go out and buy a mushroom cowl for it, so I've just got an old plant pot, and I cut a few holes in the end of the pipe, and that's sort of stuck on, and then just wrap some netting mesh around the top to try and keep the flies and insects out. So that's just to keep, so it's open underneath, but this is just to keep the rain off, you know, so it doesn't run down the pipe into the chamber. Back on the inside, so we've got a basic fly catcher on the end there, which is jam jar with a sort of clear plastic cone on the inside. The lid is screwed on to this chamber, the plywood box with a hole through the middle, so flies come through and they go up the cone following the light, and then they end up stuck in the jam jar and can't get out, so we end up just, if any flies, the odd 1 or 2 will get into the chamber, they follow the light and they end up stuck in that jam jar, which you can just unscrew to empty out. So we've got the bucket with sawdust, and just an old tin mug and a bit of string so you can't drop it down the hole. You know, you just chuck in a handful each time. Just an old bathroom rack thing that's going in the bin. Your basket you can put your phone in, torch if you're here at night. Just a couple of hooks if you want to hang a jacket up. The toilet roll holder. It's just a bent bit of wire. You know, put a couple of ends in it, bend the end, put a screw through it, and it just hangs your toilet roll over. We get a bit windy now. A couple of little bits of wood for a shelf, keep the extra toilet roll up there. Hold the pipe in place, just a bit of that strapping. The door handle from inside is just a bit of a branch, does the job. So the coal bunker, you just get something like that for free, an old concrete coal bunker. The shed that it's in, that was just a free shed out of someone's garden. It was going to the dump. Had a few old bits of tin, so I've just put a tin roof on top with a nice big overhang at the sides, keep the rain off the sides. A few scraps of wood screwed on, screw everything on. So the coal bunker, the base of that is concrete slabs. So you dig into the ground in this case because we're on a slight slope. You dig down a good bit and then you need to put in some stone, compact it, and then your sand to lay the slabs on top, and then you can build the concrete coal bunker back together on top of that. So in total I had to buy a ton of stone for under there and just at the front here as well, and a couple of bags of bolts and a couple of new, you know, it needed new bolts because they are rusted on the bunker, and a couple of metal brackets, and that's all I had to buy. Just the rest of it's just bits and bobs, scraps of wood that were lying about. I've added extra wood to the shed because it's a really flimsy little shed, so I've added extra timbers, just all scraps of timbers, just to shore it up and whatnot. So the total cost, probably about £50 in total for a ton of stone and a few bags of bolts, a few screws and that, whatever, you know, things I had lying about. And that's it, and it's so far working well. There's no smell off it or anything like that. It doesn't get used a huge amount, but it's here and that, you know. I'm not going to show you inside the gym because no one wants to see that, but you get the idea. As I say, this was just the original opening in the concrete coal bunker, so I've not had to cut the concrete or anything like that, you know, it's just built to fit. And that's about that, really. You can see we're sort of on a slope here, so it's sort of stepped quite nicely and down up the far side to get the hatch to empty it. Anyway, that's all, folks.